porch of our church and our church building, because the church is the people, but the building where we meet. And I'm super anxious to get back in here. Let me kind of pan over so you can see where I'm at. Right there's the front door, and so I'm super excited and looking forward to being back together physically in person with everybody. We just got done with, at least I just finished my part of the Friday Five, and got a devotion in there today that I just kind of wanted to encourage you to read and really take to heart. It really encouraged me as the Lord kind of gave it to me, and I wanted to share a story with you as well. This is from Chuck Swindoll's book, Living Above the Level of Mediocrity. And he tells the story of a man who was lost in the desert. And he was just dying for a drink of water. And so he comes up on this old shack, and it's windowless, and it's roofless, and it's weather-beaten. And he's looking around, and he's found a little shade from the heat of the sun. And so he looks around a little bit more, and he sees there's this rusty old pump about 15 feet away from him. And it's old, and it's rusty, and he's not sure if it even works, but he's desperate. And so he stumbles over to it. He takes the handle, and he starts pumping with all his might. He's just pumping up and down, but nothing came out. He was kind of disappointed, and so he kind of took a couple of steps back, and he noticed off to the side that there was this old jug. And so he looked at it. He wiped the dirt and dust away, and there was a message that said, you have to prime the pump with all the water in this jug. It says, P.S. Be sure to fill the jug before you leave. So he popped the cork of the jug, and sure enough, it was nearly full of water. But now he faced a decision. If he drinks the water, he could live, but if he poured out all the water into the old rusty pump, maybe there would be fresh, cool water from the deep down well, and there to be all the water that he wanted. And so he thought about it and considered his options. What should he do? Should he pour the water into the old pump and take a chance that there's going to be fresh water that comes out? Or should he just drink what's in the jug and ignore the message? Well, reluctantly, he decided that he's going to pour all the water into the pump. And so he does it, and as that last drop goes down into the pump, he begins to wonder, did he do the right thing? But at this point, he said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And so he grabs the handle, and he begins to pump, and it starts to squeak, and nothing came out. He pumps some more. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Again, nothing came out. He pumped it again. All of a sudden, a little began to dribble out. And that little bitty dribble turned into a small stream, and then finally it gushed. And what he experienced was fresh, cool water out of that rusty pump. Now, obviously, he filled the jug and drank from it. He filled it again. He drank from it. And he experienced some refreshing water. Then he filled the jug for the next traveler. And he filled it to the top, put the cork back in, and he added this little note. He said, believe me, it really works. You have to give it all away before you can get anything back. You know, church family, it occurs to me that we're faced with a choice, especially during this time that we're living in. We can have the peace that Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7 talks about. But if we're going to have that peace of God that He's promised, we've got to give away our worry. Sometimes it feels like that we can control things with our worry. Sometimes it feels like if I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of helping the situation, I'm controlling the situation. But the truth is, we don't change a thing by our worry. And God has invited us to give our worry to Him. It says in Philippians 4:6, don't be anxious for anything. And later on it says that the peace of God is available for us. And so friends, if you are anxious during this time, I encourage you, don't be anxious. Take God at His word. Trade your worry for His peace, and you will be refreshed, much like this traveler was refreshed by that fresh water. And I don't know where you find yourself today, but just know that we as a staff, we as a church love you. We're praying for you. We're here to help you. And so if you have any kind of needs at all that we can meet, please let us know. You can reach us on our cell phones. You can reach us here at the church. You can reach us through Facebook. There's so many different ways that you can reach us, and we want to encourage you to do that. Also wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a preview or a little heads up on what's going to happen this coming Sunday. If you've not heard from your Sunday school teacher, reach out to them and just kind of find out what's going on. I'm so thankful for our Sunday school teachers who have stepped up in a big time way, learning some new things and new ways to do ministry. And so if you're a Sunday school teacher, just know that we appreciate what you have done. We appreciate your commitment to the ministry. Keep on doing that. Stay strong during this time. Also, our service, instead of streaming it twice, what we're going to do is we're going to stream it once at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. Now, please understand that the sermon is going to be live streamed. The welcome will be live streamed. That's going to be live. There's going to be some pre-recorded music, which I know you're going to love, and so I'm excited to be able to show that to you on Sunday. It's from some people that you love you and are just great talents, and we're blessed to have them in our church. But we're super excited to see what God is going to do. We're in Psalm chapter 23, verse 6 this Sunday, and we're going to be asking the question, is it possible to live in a chaotic, changing, uncertain world and to live without worry and to live without fear? And what we're going to find from the psalmist David is it's absolutely possible, and it all depends on how you react to God's promises. Because God has promised that He'll never leave us or forsake us. He's promised that He'll take care of us, that He's going to provide for us, and God wants to be your shepherd. And my question to you for Sunday is going to be, who's your shepherd? Is it God or is it you? Is it God or is it someone in your life? Is it God or is it circumstances? Can I tell you, God as your shepherd will never let you down. And He loves you more than you can ever know. And so I'm going to leave it there at that. Don't want to give away too much for Sunday. But I want to challenge you. I want to encourage you. Tune in on Sunday. If you would do us a favor, if you're going to tune in via YouTube, which we've got all set up, when you get to YouTube, if you will subscribe to the channel, and if you'll also click the notification bell there in the upper right hand corner, that'll do two things. Number one, it'll help us to kind of get a normal URL, which is simply a normal name for our channel. And then the second thing, when you click that bell, it's going to enable you to be notified whenever we go live on Facebook or YouTube specifically. But again, we're super excited about what God is going to say to us this weekend. Love your neighbor. I challenged you a couple weeks ago to call 5 people a day. I hope you're doing that. Take a walk, get out, enjoy your family, get away from social media, and just use this time to allow God to speak truth into your life. Love you guys, and we will see you on Sunday.